it going? Today I'm gonna improvising a Brazilian Bolero. I'm gonna play the theme Na Ilha de Lia, no Barco de Rosa, from the composer Edu Lobo. If you like Brazilian music and don't know Edu Lobo, I recommend him very much, because with his music you can have some notion of the size of Brazil. He composes in a modern way a lot of traditional styles like shot, boleros, baiões, frevos, cirandas, waltz, and a lot of Brazilian. He has this Brazilian blood, and he was friend and partner of Tom Jobim in compositions, so he's a little younger than Tom Jobim, and he has this influence of the modern thinking of Brazilian music in the 60s, and he has a lot of beautiful ballads also, so I recommend him very much. For you that's watching for the first time this channel, I'm Luciano Ruas, and this is a channel to teach how we think in Brazilian music in the improvise. A lot of musicians think it's just to play Brazilian music, it's just play Brazilian themes and improvise jazz on it, but we think different to sound authentic. So I give tips every day in this channel. I do lives every day showing different songs. I present some composers and reference to you here, and I'm always trying to give you the best. I'm hearing your comments and always trying to improve this channel to get bigger, and we make a more quality content. So let me start. I'm gonna present the theme. Yesterday I've made a live memorizing the melody, but I didn't work on the harmony also. So I'm gonna read to avoid some confusion, and let's see what we are going to think to improvising this theme. Let's go. how beautiful is this song. Na ilha de Lia, no barco de rosa. So in a bolero, we're gonna have this sensation. The low part, bum 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 bum, on the head of the first tempo, and anticipation in the second tempo. One, then two, and head on the two end. Sometimes I drew this on the piano. And sometimes I feel free to make some arpeggios. So I think if we get the division of the melody, you're gonna not find a lot of interesting things, because the melody is in 80 notes and some triplets. We can improvise thinking on this, but we lose a little of the... we don't have a lot of swing in this division, but let's experiment it. we could find with the 80 notes, some triplets, and sometimes ornaments and divisions, smaller divisions, I can say. So let's work on a second level of divisions, that it's the 16th note. If you hear the so you can create some this is the division of the guitar that's played. These ideas came from the use of the division in 16th notes, all right? And I think this song reminds me some other songs, Brazilian songs that we call toada. It's toada. It's a name that we give to a lot of Brazilian styles in different parts of Brazil. They have slow tempos, and in the northeast we have some. It's like a baião, slow baião, but in a lot of other parts it's like a ballad of some different styles, and I'm seeing this similarity to, for example, create an toada like a baião, or for example a slow maracatu also. Let's return to the bolero and try to apply some of these rhythms, syncopations that are characteristic in Brazilian music. What do I think it's important to pay attention besides the rhythm in this improvise? There are some interesting notes, tasty notes that they can give a special taste to the chords. And let me show you the harmony again for the first time today, but in the live before I've shown it. Let's see what notes are interesting for the chords. For example, in A major 7, we can use phrase within the ninth. If you want a more strong note, you can use the sharp 11th. And let's say this same note works for the A major 6 and 9. Okay, you can use in the first chord. You can use on the 6th or the 3rd. So the chord of A major can use 9th, flat 11th, sharp 11th, and 3rd. And in E7, and it's a E sus, you can use 9 and 13th as notes of tension notes. For example, phrases with the 9. Or the 13th. This is the 13th. And we have lots of A minor, E7, we have this. And what can we think when playing this sequence of chords that change just one note? We have G going to G sharp to A, and so it sounds like that. And people are a lot of times worried with these notes in creating phrases. Okay, this phrase works because it's showing all this difference between the chords. But besides that, you can create phrases that avoid these changes, and the consequence is that they help the harmony to walk, to be heard, and it's doing another melody. So I try to avoid a lot of times these notes. For example, I start the phrase on the 5th. Or for example, I'm using the 1 and the 2nd. return to the first chord. Okay, the same thing. And after that we have an E sharp 11. Sometimes I play it. We play the scale that's written. It's the dominant Lydian. Sorry. Sounds very interesting, and I also use the doubling scale. So we can choose different scales from this chord, this dominant substitute. For this D, I prefer always Lydian. So we use the sharp 11th, we prefer to emphasize it. And after that we have E with D on bass. It's a very characteristic chord of Brazilian music. You can find progressions that use this a lot. I remind the introduction of the song Curumim of César. We have a lot of progressions of the composer Baden Powell, for example. Besides using this progression, he uses the 7th on the bass. It's very characteristic of this chord, and you can the interesting notes are the 9th, the 3rd, after that we have a minor chord. You can use 11th, you can use 3rd and 9th. And after that, I didn't talk about the sus chord, and a lot of people avoid the 3rd on the sus chord, and it's a very interesting note to stop on it. Let's hear this F sus with 9 and 13th. Got this note. This note, the major 3rd on a sus chord creates an sensation of Lydian sound, And why this is created? Because to play an F sharp sus4 9 13, I have to play the chord of E major 7 on my hand and put the F on the bass. And the major 13, the major third of this chord is the sharp 11th of E major 7. For example, this, it's like a legion with the second on the bass, and we can take advantage of it. After that we have normal chords like B minor, C sharp, and E7 and E7 flat 9 with 13 that we use the altered scale. But these dominants, I'm not so worried with them just when I'm playing with the guitar player, because a guitar player is playing most of the times the harmony with you. So it's important to do the same tensions in harmony with that he's doing, he or she is doing. But when we play alone as pianists, or you are playing with bass and drums, or nobody harmonizing for you, you can change the quality of this dominant and use the scale of the dominant you've chosen. If you, for example, chose flat 9 and 13th, you can use the Dom Jim scale. If you use the flat 13, you can use the altered scale. And if you use the 9th or 13 and sharp 11th, you can use the dominant legion. And some people is gonna ask, but the melody doesn't allow this use of tensions because it gets some shock with the notes. But when you are improvising and you are creating the harmony, you can take advantage of it and choose the dominant you want in your improvise. When you are playing with a sax player, another instrument player, he can suggest one of these different scales, and you're gonna have the chance to change the chord when he's playing. So the dominants are an interesting opportunity to create some variation between scales. One interesting thing I would like to show, that's on the last page of the theme. I didn't use this to improvise, but we can use as a vamp, is this pedal point. The pedal point has a floor of the same bass, and some chains of chord inside. And we can think in a modal way here, using just the scale of A. instrument you can create some chords and some structures. You can create, if you play just a melodical instrument, you can line with the with some patterns. For example, you can take the advantage of the dominant chords and use other. Legion chords. So these were the opportunities that I found in this Brazilian Bolero. Take advantage of the rhythm, take advantage of the interesting notes on the scale, take advantage of the pedal points. So that's it. I think that's a lot of material. If you want to see more details about them, just write for me. I'm doing lives every day, and I can explain more in a deeper way this kind of use. Alright? So thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow for more lives and quick tips about the Brazilian accent in improvisation. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye.